Welcome to Let's DevOps. Myself Sumit, and today we are going to discuss about how to set up and create Nuget package for Visual Studio project, and further we will learn how to implement this technique in CI/CD pipeline. For all the demo and discussion, I will be following this article, and the link of this article can be found in the video description. So let's begin. Now let's first understand what is Nuget. Nuget is an open source package manager tool which creates packages like zip file, and it has extension of new package .new package. This package can be further used to share your code and used for also deployment purpose in your CI/CD pipeline. This tool is like developed by Microsoft. Coming to the architecture. So if you see here, with this we will try to understand the whole flow, how we can use our Nuget CLI with the Visual Studio project. Further it will try to generate the nuspec file, and we update the nuspec file as per our project requirement, and then we will create a package with that Nuget CLI, and further we can publish it. So the whole idea is to integrate first your CLI with your Visual Studio project, that further generate the nuspec file. Then we will try to update the nuspec file as per our project requirement, and then we will create a package, and after that we will publish the package. Now let's understand what is the benefit of using this. So as we understand, with this we can create a package, and we can also declare what are the assembly or binary we are going to use that in a package. So we can define in that, and that package can be further used for our deployment purpose. So as per our deployment requirement, also we can set up or we can configure what are the required files or a package we need, right? What are the binaries or what are the assembly file we need, and then we can declare that in that configuration file, which further generate the package and which can be used for deployment purpose. There are other multiple metadata and the package version that you can also set up during your package creation itself. So we will see further in detail while giving the demo. Now let's discuss about the package code file. So I think in architecture also, if you see, we were trying to discuss about, or we were talking about the nuspec file. So what is that, the nuspec file, what it contains? Now we will discuss that in a detail. Nuspec is nothing but a kind of a XML file, and we call it as the manifest of the package file, where we can declare all the assembly you need to include. Also we need to define our version. We want to define our dependency of the package and other metadata. So everything that we can define will always define on the nuspec file. Okay, so let's discuss about that nuspec file basic schema, what basically it contains. So first of all, in that the manifest file, that is basically we call for nuspec file, we will have details of the package, and each package basically will have the metadata and then the files. Metadata is nothing but the ID, version, description. So basically you will define the details of the package that I also show you in your demo how it looks. And in the file section we'll define what are the required files you wanted to generate as part of the creation of this package, right? So these are the very important kind of keywords and the tags available in that nuspec XML file. Okay. Now you can see how basically the nuspec file looks like. If you see here, we have a package detail. Under that we are defining the metadata, and under that metadata we have ID, version, author, description. There are a couple of other metadata which are optional, you can also define, and those details you can find in here in this link. But these are some of the basic or maybe the required field that we need to have. And if you see here, this is mainly for all the details which will basically required for your package. And under the file section we will define what are the file that we wanted to include as part of our package creation. Okay. So now we have discussed what is the Nuget, what is the architecture, what are the benefits, and what are the core and the schema of the Nuget, the core file, the nuspec file. Let's try to see how basically we can set up a Nuget package, and here we will try to follow all the steps. So let's begin. So first we need to download this Nuget CLI. So what I'll do, I'll go to this link, and since I'm using Windows, I'll try to download this Nuget exe drive, and then I'll create another folder called Nuget. Okay, so I'll place this file here. Let's follow the instruction. After downloading the package, we need to edit the environment variable so that we can run the Nuget from anywhere from the command prompt. So right now if you try to run the Nuget, it says that it does not recognize, right? So for that, to solve that, we need to set it up the environment variable. So I'll edit the environment variable. Okay, so I'll go to the path here and edit, and then I'll add a new, and here, okay, it didn't copy, so I'll copy again here and then new. Okay, I'll save it, and then I'll run the command prompt again, and then if I try to do Nuget, now I should see all the options. Okay, so once you are done with that, then let's go to that article, and this is how we can test it. The second thing, we need to create a nuspec file, and to create a nuspec file, first of all we should have the Visual Studio project, right? So now what I'll do, I'll quickly go and create some sample project, the Visual Studio project. So I have Visual Studio. Okay, I'll open a project. Oh, not open, I will try to create. And here I will just try to create a console application. Okay, next. And then I'll say that build package. So maybe if you already have your project, you no need to create, you can just refer that, but I'm going to show as a demo. So I'll create a kind of a basic application. So now this project is got created. Okay. So this package is, I think, let me go and open in a file on folder explorer. So I have created in this particular repo, right? Build package manager. So I'll keep that open, and I'll go to that instruction. So in the first step, what we need to do, we need to go open the root folder for solution or CS project file. So assume that if you already have your solution file or a CS project, you need to just go in the root folder, and then we need to run a command, right? So what I'll do, I'll go to this root folder, and I'll just run a command. And then next, what we need to do, we need to run as a Nuget spec, right? So I'll just try to run Nuget spec. So if you see here, after running this the command, it created a nuspec file, and that nuspec file we were trying to talk we were talking right in the beginning, that is kind of the core manifest file. And yeah, I was talking about this, and it should look like this, right? So I'll go to that Nuget package and I'll try to edit it. Maybe I'll open in a Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code. Okay. So if you notice, yeah, this is a kind of a XML file, and first if you see, first we have a package, under that we have a metadata, and under metadata we have a name, the ID. So this is nothing but your name of your package. The second is like version, so it's kind of automatically getting filled up. If you wanted to make it kind of the tag way, or if you wanted to make it as a variable, that also we can do, and I'll show you that with one of the variable. And here you can see the dependency, and we have a metadata, right? So this is one of the you can say that the file has been created. Now let's go to that our package, sorry, the instruction. And now after creating that, we run this, and then it is asking to edit the file. So in step 4, it is saying that to edit the nuspec file, and we need to update this section. So if you notice, in our current nuspec file, we don't have anything called as a file section, right? And file section is nothing but to use, or maybe whenever we create a package, what are the binary or assembly that you wanted to include as part of the package, that you can include here. So let's take this as an example. If you see here, in this example, what we are trying to do, we are trying to get all those the files under the bin release and from the source, and then target is nothing but it will create a package with this name, target Nuget package, and then it will contain all the files. It will copy all the files from the source, and then it will put it in the target file. Okay. So as for example, just let's copy this, and I'll try to include after the metadata. Okay, so I'll just make some alignment. Yeah, so let me first explore this. And so this is like a build Nuget package. I think let's see what with that. Okay, so this is also with the same name we created. Now I think if you have your kind of a different the package name, you can update it accordingly. So now if you see here, we have it in debug, and then all this DLL and binaries there. So now assume that if I want to pick all these DLL exes from this particular package, that our root package from the bin, and then I wanted to pick those files and then put it in our package. In that case, what you need to do, you need to define in the nuspec file. So here if you see under the bin and the release, right now we don't have release, but we will try to build a project in the release mode, and whatever is under that bin and release folder, it will create in a target Nuget package bin folder. So you can define here the multiple file section, so it can be either referred to your source files or folders or multiple files. You can always define here multiple, assume that if you have a multiple project. So now next, let's go to that instruction. Okay, so I have marked the version as a variable since this can be updated. So yeah, this is one of the sample file, and this is something that maybe we can update. And here if you see, I have updated it as a version, because normally the versions always keeps changing, right? So we need to make sure that when we set it up this in a CI/CD, we make it more parameterized, right? And then we will try to do that part, right? So let's try to create that also as a variable. So assume that you wanted to make this version as a parameterized, right? So I will say that, okay, I'll go with the $version and then $. This is kind of a macro, and assume that I want to change this ID. I wanted to make sure my name is like maybe deploy package, and this is something that maybe this copyright is maybe, if I say let's DevOps, and think this will not change. We can just keep that as it is, and now I will save this file. Okay. After the saving file, we need to build the project. So now, since the package will always create a package after building the project, right? We wanted to make sure that whenever we create a package, it always pick the latest DLL or binaries. So what I will do now, I will go to that Visual Studio and I'll change to the release mode and I'll manually build. So here I'm showing it to you manually. This can be also integrated with the CI/CD pipeline, which maybe I can explain in the next video, how we can bring this whole thing, the whatever that we are doing through that Visual Studio, and then manually we can also integrate that in a CI/CD pipeline. So now I have built that build the project. Now to create a package, we need to run this command. If you see here, so we need to run the Nuget pack, and under that property we need to define a version, because right now we have parameterized that as a version, so we need to pass, otherwise it will throw an error. So let's go here, and as per the instruction it says Nuget pack, right? And if you see, assume that if I'm trying to hit enter, it says that the property version is not there, right? So assume that if you haven't provided, you need to make sure that you provide as part of the property. So I'll say that, okay, hyphen properties and then version is equal to either 1.0.23 seconds. Okay. So now if you see here, once you run this, it generates this Nuget package, right? And if you see here, the name is like deploy package, that is the ID, right? And then after that dot, the version, and then new kg. So let's see that our package. Okay, so if you see here, this is the package which got created, and this package now we can further use to share with some other team, or if you wanted to use that for a deployment purpose, that we can do. So let's try to see what is there inside this package. So if we can change to zip, yeah, and if I try to open, okay, maybe 7-zip, okay, extract here. So once I extracted, if you notice here, this is the name of the target package which we defined it here, right? So under the target package and under the bin, all the files should be there, right? So let go, and this here. So now this package you can share, either you can use it as per your deployment purpose, or if you wanted to share with the different people, you can also define that. And also here, if you see the package services metadata core property, I don't know what it is. Yeah, so this is something that it also defines what is that our version is. It's all about the metadata. So let's go to that. So now if you see here, we can verify the Nuget package. So because it created with the extension of new KZ, right? So now we can verify, yeah, that package has been created now. So we just now zipped, right? So that's the reason you don't see now. But assume that if you want to see it again, I'll just try to delete it, and I'll run the command again. No, so if you see here, this is the extension new package. Let's come here and publish this package. So now we can publish this package to the multiple, you can say that artifact management, like we have a JFrog, we have, if you wanted to publish that in your Octopus, we have a different way of doing that. But once you have that package in your hand, now there are different way of, or maybe different tool where you can publish it. And this also can be implemented in a CI/CD pipeline. So since I just manually did it, the same thing we can also integrate that in CI/CD, whether you're using GitLab, GitHub, or Jenkins. But I'll try to implement that in maybe in GitLab, and then I'll maybe share that details in the next discussion. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and hope this will be helpful. If you have any doubt or any issue, you can always comment, and maybe I'll be happy to help that. So thank you. Have a good day.